Hello, everyone. This is the Fun Games Podcast. I am your host, Jimmy Lib, and it is time to get started. All right, well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fun Games Podcast. I'm your host, Jimmy Lib. Joining me today is my co-host, markeedragon.
Hello, markeedragon, also known as Marcus Eichenberry in real life.
Yes, and we are privileged to have two guests today. We have a very full house. So, Marky, why don't you tell us about our guests?
The house must be very small. Lioneer and Raymond, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So, Lioneer and Raymond are from Eve Workbench. And for those of you who play Eve, you've probably encountered that site by now. If not, eveworkbench.com. And so we wanted to ask Lioneer and Raymond here to just learn, a bit more about who they are, why Eve Workbench, why pick Eve as a game, all that kind of stuff. And so welcome, guys.
Hello. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's start out here. Lioneer. So you are the person who I met first with EWB and actually listened to some of my suggestions and stuff. And amazingly, they appeared on the site. You've built this wonderful site, but I want to learn more about you as a person. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, my handle online is Lioneer, but my name is Rick. I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm a software engineer from a professional day job. And that also made me to develop Eve Workbench.
Yeah. And Raymond, how about you?
I'm Raymond. My in-game name is Raymond Kra. I'm also from the Netherlands. Me and Lioneer lived 200 meters from each other.
200 meters.
Yeah.
So you can throw things at each other.
Good.
I'm also a senior software engineer. That's my normal job. And started playing Eve back in 2010.
All right.
Very cool. So, do you guys work together in real life?
No.
Okay.
So how did you guys meet each other, being in such close proximity? The local pub or how?
School.
Indeed. It was in school.
Yeah.
You guys are funny.
We know.
Your answers are so short. It's like, yes. Mm-hmm.
Next question, please. Next question. Cool. So was that like high school, college?
How do you call that? It was not the first school, but the second school we go through here.
Secondary?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So you guys are both programmers, software engineers, and did you know that each other played Eve? Was that an attraction there as well?
Well, I started because of Raymond. I was not very familiar with the game, and I started back in 2016, so I'm fairly new to the game.
Yeah.
But I saw it a few times when I was at his place, and I thought, hey, it looks like a nice game, and I wanted to try it, but it was quite difficult.
Yes.
It is a very hard game.
It is. And I'm still a noob, so...
Well, now, wait a second. I think everyone is.
Yeah.
Yep. Perhaps.
Yeah. So has it been part of your learning journey of playing Eve better? I mean, at what point did you guys go, damn, we got to put a website together and start, amassing some of this information?
That was, I think, back in 2018, early this year, that I returned to the game. Lioneer was already starting to build something of market data for Eve, called Eve Workbench, was in different language than now. And I realized Osmin was gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So there was no more of a fit site out there.
Indeed, and the market data sites were all, not really that great. Also had to struggle with that.
Yeah, that's the reason why I started at first place. Back in the day, I used to use Eve Central as market data, but yeah, that site's also gone.
Right.
And other websites like Eve Marketeer, I just don't like how they behave. And yeah, and then I'm a real developer, and I think I can do it better. So yeah, I started to develop something, and at a certain point, Raymond hooked into the project.
So before we dive deep into the website and what it does, Raymond, what kind of player are you in Eve?
Most I play PvE, so I'm more like NPC based, killing them, and not PvP. I don't really like that. So when I can avoid it, I will avoid it.
Yeah, I like PvP, but I'm not good at it. So, how about you, Lioneer? What do you got going on in the game?
Yeah, mostly PvE. I tried to do some PvP, but yeah, I lost my stuff, so I'm not very good at that. So now this is just PvE, doing missions and some mining, of course.
So what in the website that you've created here, what need does it fill for you and your gameplay?
For me, it gives me some intel about how other players configure their ships, because I totally suck at it. I don't know what I'm doing with fittings, etc. So I'm always checking out others, how they make their fits, and how I can learn from them. And yeah, not only because of that they are very good, but they can also fail, and that's why I also try some fits. That's
awesome.
That's something I really like behind the project.
You developed a spy tool, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I suck at the game.
Yeah.
So, speaking of spy tools, okay, now that that's been brought up, what do you have in the site that, if people knew about it, could really give them a competitive edge? Do you have anything like that?
Not really.
Oh, darn. All right.
So
might happen in the future. I don't know, but currently, no, we don't have anything of information we should not know, because I don't think when we don't need it, we don't have to have it in our database.
Gotcha.
Well, right. Anything that you shouldn't know, of course, shouldn't have that. But it is interesting to sometimes put together data coming in and take a look at it in unique ways, so that it presents a new view on everything, and maybe that can be used for market advantage, or even fit advantage for PvP, or whatever. So
have you ever been approached by any of the more well-known groups in the game, like looking for some kind of espionage advantage or anything like that? Because I mean, people put their their character APIs all over the place. Has anything like that happened to you?
No, not yet. Mostly, if we are contacted, it's just because of some feature they'd like to see on a website, or something, or an issue what happens when you just update the stuff, but not really for espionage stuff or advantages.
So, tell us a little bit about. Okay, so what is it that you guys do in your day job? You said you were software engineers, programmers, but what does that mean? What is a product that you create in your day job?
Well, I will start out.
All right.
I worked on project for medical care systems. So patient data and their ways through the medical system. And mostly financial systems for planning people and managing the employees within a company, customers, and put them together for planning so they can be sent out and work.
And Lioneer, how about yourself?
Yeah, mostly at the company where we work, we create business applications, such as CRM packages or ERP systems. But we also create a lot of logics between APIs and other websites. So it's quite a lot what we do for our day job, but also crosses to Eve Workbench, and that's really awesome in the project.
Is there any of the stuff from your guys' day jobs that that you look at Eve Online and you're using it in your day job, but you look at Eve Online and how the players consume information, and you just look at it and go, man, if we could get that kind of view into the game, that would really help everyone?
Not really, but I used some input from the community and the actions we saw when we started Eve Workbench, how they reacted to something. And currently we are working to turn that around to another project at work, to hope, because that website is also targeting a young age through higher age people for education stuff, etc.
So you're saying you used what you've learned on this Eve project to kind of port into your work, your job project. Is that correct?
Yes, to try to pull in the young people into the website and we try to learn how they feel, how they should interact with the site.
That's cool. So did you did you go to your boss and say, hey, this group of video gamers from all over the world have some ideas how to make our product better?
Not really to my boss, but my colleagues know I play Eve Online, and some of them also have done or do it.
Yeah.
And they know the community, and they give me, I'm right.
Yeah.
Because the age is the same. It's all young people.
Yeah.
Who also love to game, and we try to pull them in to the site. So the target is the target group is the same.
That's cool. So a question for you guys, what draws you to Eve? Because I know Eve is one of those games where it feels like everybody plays for a different reason, right? So what about Eve has kept you over the years? Specifically you, Raymond, like I know you've kind of come and go, as you said, and you're approaching almost 10 years as an off and on player. So what about Eve has kept you there?
The complexity of the game and the different ways you can go, because I not only played PvE, I also was part of PvP action. But wormhole stuff, and yes, I was in a corporation that was active in PvP in the start. So I learned much about giving support. I was also always the support in the back of the ships.
That's cool.
And I love to simply play around with fittings.
Cool.
Get fit from the side and change them up, make them better, or try to find out how they can fail.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, when I play, I need someone like you, because I don't have the patience to like try a fit and see what the result. I just want to like look up a fit that has worked for someone else, buy it, and go.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I love about the site is the whole fitting tool. When the previous fitting site that was out there that everybody used, it disappeared, and so there's this vacuum for that. And I definitely needed a way to share the fits doing the live shows that I do for Eve. And so what you've created is perfect for me. And I do get a lot of feedback from people saying that they've used the fits and everything. And so that's pretty cool because it allows me to know that that it's the whole system is working.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate that.
Good to know. Good to hear.
So are there any, let me ask you this, in regards to the Eve Workbench product, or, even just the larger projects you have in mind, is there anything coming up that's exciting to you guys? Any features you hope to add soon or anything like that?
Well, there are a lot of features that we're going to release. Some small, some big, and some still undefined because we just don't know yet how to build them.
Sure.
But yeah, I do think one of the major things what we're going to build in the near future is a portal for corporations and alliances where they can add their fleets and their fits, so it's kept within a small group instead of just private or public. And
Okay, cool.
next to that, we are also going to develop a public API which can be used within other websites.
Very cool. Like
Interesting.
embedding and stuff. So if I'm a corporation or alliance and I want to host, my fleet fittings and stuff on your site, is that going to be free to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the philosophy we have, since all the data is available for free, and we don't want to create a paywall or something.
Right.
I know other projects think different about it, but I believe when a product is free for use and has no limitations, the adoption will be quite larger.
Right.
And there's also a possibility that they will donate through the various channels we offer them.
Tell us about that a little bit.
We are an affiliate of Markeedragon store. Which
Imagine that.
Sorry. I don't know the guy, but it seems to work. It generates the most for us at this moment. Next to that, we have our corporation name available on our website, so you can donate ISKs to us.
Very cool.
Doesn't happen very much, but also we don't aggressively put it to the user's face that they should donate something. And we have a Patreon page, but still empty.
So what kind of? Let's talk about the back end of all this. Like, first question: how many hours a week are each of you spending working on the site?
It depends for me on how my workday at work was. Sometimes it's more than 20 to 40 hours a week, or some weeks it is simply nothing.
How about you, Lioneer?
Yes,
how dedicated are you?
Well, I'm very dedicated, but it's more or less the same, because when you have a hard day at work, it's difficult to be productive at the evening.
Right.
So we have also to manage our personal lives next to the project, which is maybe even more important. But we spend a lot of time discussing stuff, how we can make it better, and watch several streams like yours, Marky. So we also try to get the information of the community, what they think about the project, because not everything is coming directly to us. Much of the information also contains within the stream, like last Thursday on your stream. There was quite a lot of information for us, which we tried to process. So that's also some part of our time we spend for the Eve Workbench.
What is something that has been that was really difficult or a really huge challenge for you with developing the site that you were able to overcome?
that for me it was the biggest part of all was the attribute data to calculate it, the dogma expressions, to know how they work and how to get the right data out of it.
Yeah, the data of CCP is not very documented at some parts. I think the fitting database we have was one of the biggest projects within Eve Workbench. We released it fairly quick after developing it, which also caused a few errors in display of the data, just because it's really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be correct in assuming that this project has improved your development skills in a way that your day job hasn't? I mean, it's got even beyond your day job. What you learn there, you've learned stuff undertaking this project.
For me, it certainly did, because it's written in a language I did not know before.
Okay.
So it was quite a journey for me.
What is that?
.NET Core.
Okay. And what's your specialty in your work?
Mostly I'm developing in PHP.
Okay. Yeah, so very different.
Very different.
Cool.
Don't laugh.
So with that said, and what some of the struggles that you've had with this or whatnot, let's turn to dreaming about it a little bit. If you had unlimited resources and unlimited money for your budget for the development of EWB, what would you do with that? What would you create?
I would create the best tool out there. We're already trying to do that, but yeah, we're limited, of course. But no, I would try to make a tool which makes all other tools obsolete. Because I
One
do
tool
believe,
to rule them all.
indeed, make life easier.
My inner Saruman just came out.
Yeah. Can you give us an example of like a feature or something that kind of seems out of reach now that wouldn't, that would be kind of high on priority if you had a team or money or whatever?
Ooh. That's a difficult one to answer, to be honest, because there are plenty of feature requests and features we could build, but I'm not sure how to name one currently.
Yeah. Have you received any feedback on a regular basis that you're like, man, people really want this, but we just don't have the capability to do it right now? Anything like that?
We had a few weeks ago. The request was to add fleet support,
Okay.
which we released recently. But yeah, we just were wondering how to build it, because there were other websites which allowed you to create fleets already. Well, the biggest one is now gone. Sadly,
Which
for
may
the
be
users.
why you got the request.
Maybe
Yeah.
it accelerated it indeed. But yeah, that made us also think, how did they do it? And yeah, we just released version 1, which is fairly just an alpha version of which it could be.
So what happens if you're not playing Eve anymore? Will we see a new site pop up that'll be about whatever new game you're playing?
Depends. Most games don't have such a great API.
Right.
Let's be fair with that. So that's really something that CCP does very, very good. They deliver all their information from the game through API, so others can extend to it. But yeah, even when we quit Eve, I think the website will survive it.
Mm-hmm. What is something that that you've not been able to get from the API for Eve that you if you had the dev right in front of you that controlled the API, what would you ask them for?
Show them the fit the active streamer is flying, or we can ask that to the API. We can ask which ship you are flying, but we can't ask the fit you are flying. So we have no clue what. And that's what would be very nice when someone is streaming and we can simultaneously show the fit they are flying.
Wow. Yeah.
That would be great. But
yeah, you guys have some good features in there for streamers where I don't do this very much because it's hard to manage so many moving parts when you're doing a show.
Yeah.
But
well, Marquis, you don't have to have 34 monitors. That's on you.
I want to say rude things to you.
Yeah.
But so if it were able to actually grab which ship I was flying in the fit instead of having to select it and having submitted it and everything, I do think that would be pretty good, and it'd be very helpful for those viewers watching that want to know that stuff. And in fact, streamers could even make a command for that. That would be, something like EWB /markeedragon /active fit or something like that.
Yeah. I think it even can get even better because currently we are a Twitch partner for developing widgets. So in the near future, there might also come Eve Workbench widgets on Twitch, which you can use.
Ooh.
And if we could get the active fit of your active ship, you just can pop it up in your Twitch account.
Right. To where they could actually click on it on the screen or whatnot and activate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome. But yeah, then we do have to need information.
I'd like to know, are there any other games you guys play besides Eve?
I played World of Warcraft for quite a while.
Okay.
But stopped playing it after 2 updates ago.
Okay.
Then they made something I was really, really not.
So, did you simultaneously played EVE Online and World of Warcraft?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. That's quite something. I mean, that's impressive. And no disrespect. When I play Eve, I really don't play anything else. I kind of go on and off with Eve. But I don't know what it is about Eve, but it brings me in, and it feels like there's always something I want to do, and I kind of neglect pretty much every other MMO that I'm playing.
That's why I return every time.
Yeah. What about you, Linear?
Yeah, I play multiple games. World of Warcraft was one of them. And I also play the latest Call of Duty.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, I most of the time I just play MMOs. Like them more than shooters.
You simultaneously play other MMOs as well as Eve?
Tried it and failed at it.
Okay.
In both games.
Yeah, sure. It's like, yeah.
Got a ship blown up in Eve and got killed in World of Warcraft. So
nice. Well, okay. So I guess I don't mean simultaneously, like literally at the same time.
We do.
That's a whole different kind of crazy. I just mean, an active.
You need 34
player.
monitors to do that, Jimmy.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man.
He understands.
Yeah. So I guess I just mean an active player in multiple MMOs, because even that I struggle with, and that's usually because I take on as much work as I can bear when I play Eve in the indie realm, and then just I'm always managing something, it feels like. So
yeah, well, I play both games quite a lot, and some days I play Eve, and sometimes I just play WoW. Yeah, that's basically it.
Very cool. Are there any other games that you play, whether they're MMOs or not, that appeal to you in a way that that Eve appeals to you in a similar way? So I'll give you just a short example. Like, it's a very different game, but I play Space Engineers just to kind of also scratch that itch of like really cool spaceships. Anything like that for you guys?
Yeah, for me that's Minecraft, the modded versions. I play it on and off because it creates such a big thing, and you can do everything you want.
Yeah.
It's a very creative game.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, and also very technical if you're using the correct modifications.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Oh, that's great, guys. I think that's awesome. I think there is a high percentage of the Eve player base that pretty much just plays Eve, but I think lots of games are that way. Like even Call of Duty, like Rocket League, League of Legends, you have people that are, this is the only game I really play. Nothing wrong with that, but I always like to get people's perspective.
Can't focus on one game, so I have to do something else besides it.
Well, yeah, that's all I have. You guys, this has been awesome. We love your tool, of course. I think it's really incredible for you to recognize a need and just be like, you know what, we can make this better, so let's do it.
Yeah, I do have to commend you guys for filling a void. You know, both some of the stuff that was actually became a void because there was other sites out there doing it, but then also adding to it and creating new things that we didn't know we needed. So you've done a very good job with that. I'm very impressed.
I also have one more curiosity. So I know you guys have your Eve Workbench website, but do you have any like separate online spaces? Like, do you have YouTube channels or anything like that?
I have a YouTube channel, but there's only one video on it when I lose a ship on Evil Line.
Well, we're always up for watching that. Is that just Lioneer on YouTube?
I think it's Linear Gaming.
Okay, Lioneer Gaming.
So if you have people who are using EWB and want to give you any feedback, whether that's just saying thank you or they have something they'd like to see on the site, how do people communicate with you?
We have multiple ways. We have public GitHub page to create issues at. Most of the times we are also available on Reddit. We have our own subreddit available to ask stuff about Eve Workbench or leave feedback.
Very cool.
And we have a Discord server which is used often for that.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I very much look forward to what you guys create on the site in the future. So,
well, if guys have feedback, just give it to us, and we can give a look at it and try to make something incredible of it.
Right now, the feedback I have is thank you so much for doing this, because I know there's so many people that use it that could never do anything like this. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time. And thanks for joining. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode. As always, you can find both me and Marquis in our respective streams on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter. You can email me, Jimmy_Lib@fungamespodcast.com. Look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next time.